Hey, your nines. Here's the examples for the angle sums of polygons. Hope you've done the top part on the sheet, because some of this I'm kind of assume that you have done the previous learning to kind of get into this. So example 1, find the angle sum of a nonagon. When I see a nonagon, I can look above and see that a nonagon has 9 sides. So that is my first piece of information that's going to be helpful for us. So now I'm going to use the formula from above, that S equals 180 degrees times n minus 2, where n is the number of sides. So then I write 180 bracket 9 minus 2, and then I do 180 multiplied by 7, and then I get the grand total of 1260 degrees, 1260 degrees. And so that would be how to find the angle sum of a nonagon. Key part of it, we're using that formula right there. All right, example 2. Find the number of sides of a polygon that has an interior angle sum of 720. So this is working backwards from the last question. So again, I'm going to use S equals 180 degrees n minus 2, same formula. So I'm given what my sum is. So I'm given that it's 720 degrees. Same exact idea as before. We do not know what n is. So we're going to do that. So to find n, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a trick from last unit. And we're going to use the distributive property. Distribute 180 into my brackets. So I rewrite 720. And make sure I'm being conscious of the amount of space I have here, because this is spreading out. So what's 180 times n? It's 180n. What's 180 multiplied by negative 2? That would be negative 360 or minus 360. I now need to isolate for n, so I'm going to add 360 to this side and add 360 to this side. These 360s cross out, and I have 180 n right here. 720 plus 360 gets me 1080. I now need to isolate n further by dividing 180 by 180n by 180 and 1080 by 180. My 180s cancel out on that side, and I get that n equals 6. So therefore, the number of sides of this polygon would be a 6-sided polygon or a hexagon. I hope that kind of makes sense how I did that. That's how you do that one. Next, find the size of one angle in a regular hexagon. So hexagon, don't forget, means 6 sides. So I'm going to use the formula that the size, this is from above. I think it's like the second blank. I said to find the size of each interior inside angle of a regular shape with all sides and angles that are equal with n sides. Use the formula. This is the formula to use. So the size of, that's supposed to be an E, the size of one. I hate this program because my writing is absolutely horrendous in it. I like this program because I can have multiple slides and I can insert images nicely. It's so hard. The other program I use, I can write much more neatly. Size of one angle. Size of one angle equals, it's 180 bracket n minus 2 close bracket all over n. So that's going to be 180 6 minus 2 close bracket all over 6. So now that's 180. I know I'm going really step by step here. You can probably do this on your calculators quick and skip a couple steps, but 6 minus 2 is 4 divided by 6. And now you can do that all on your calculator. You can do 180 times 4 divided by 6 to get 120 degrees. So each one of your angles inside of your regular hexagon that all have the same angle and same side length, those angles will all be 120 degrees because it's a regular hexagon. All right, so that's that one. The next one, so for each polygon, find the angle sum using this formula. So use that formula right there, and then find the value of A. So let's start it out here. So For this polygon, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides, so it's a 6-sided figure. So it's 6-sided, also known as a hexagon. So we know that n equals 6. So now I'm going to find s. So s equals 180 bracket s minus 2 close bracket. So that becomes 180. I know I'm really walking it step by step here, but I'm just trying not to skip anything. That's a multiply sign. 180 times 4, which gets me 720. So I've done the finding the angle sum. Check. Now I need to find this angle right there. I need to find angle A. So all of these angles will add up to 720. So all of, I'll just kind of draw a little line up here just to cordon off my work. Okay, so we know that all the angles will add to 720. So if I add all these up, if I go 115, oops, that's not very neat. Let me just undo that. If I do 115 plus 100 plus 135, I gotta sneeze so bad, 135 plus 40 plus A, that's gonna, I almost sneezed there, that's gonna equal 720. So if I add that all up, sorry if I'm not writing well, it's just hard to organize this stuff. So 720 equals, I add all those up, and I get 480 out of that, plus A. So now I isolate for A by subtracting 480 and subtracting 480. Sniffles too from the heater being on here. And then I get that A equals 240 degrees. Whoa, that's a big angle. But wait, look, this is a fairly large angle. It's definitely not an acute angle. It's definitely not an obtuse angle. It's a reflex angle, which is bigger than 180, and this is an answer that's bigger than 180. So I'm going to say that answer is totally fine with me because it does reflect that it's a big angle. Okay, next one. B. So what is n equal to? How many sides do I have? It's an octagon, so I have 8 sides. So next I do s equals 180, 8 minus 2, which is 180 times 6. Sorry if that's really messy. It's super hard to write like this. I wonder if my stylus would work. I might try that someday. 180 times 6, and so 180 times 6, 180 times 6 equals 1080. So now that's my total angle sum for each one of my angles. And because this is a regular octagon, because it shows that I have all the same length sides with those little tick marks, I know I can just divide by 8, which is the total number of angles, to get my angle total being 135 degrees. So that angle right here, angle B, is 135. So that's what B is. I also know that A plus B is going to be 180 degrees because they're supplementary angles. And so what I do is I take 180 and subtract 135 to get that A equals 45 degrees, because I know that these two angles right here add up to 180 degrees, because it adds to a straight line. That's how you do the practice. You're going to be applying lots of your understanding to these questions. So you really got to use past things that I've reviewed as well to kind of get some of the answers. I hope you're doing well. Take care.